All right, today we're going to talk about something fascinating. It's a secret growth factor your body is making right now. A key player in building muscle, making your bones stronger, and even dialing in your metabolism.
But let me just kick things off with a question. What if I told you that there's a growth factor in your system that might be even more anabolic, more powerful for actual growth than testosterone itself? Sounds crazy, right?
Well, meet Insulin-Like Growth Factor-1, or as we'll call it, IGF-1. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what this stuff is, why it matters, and most importantly, how you can naturally get your body to make more of it.
Okay, so first things first, what in the world is IGF-1? Let's get a really clear picture of what we're dealing with.
So IGF-1 is this super potent hormone. It's absolutely essential for growth when you're a kid. But here's the kicker. It keeps working in adults, having these amazing tissue-building effects that we can tap into.
And the way it's made is actually pretty straightforward. It all starts when your brain releases growth hormone, say during deep sleep or after a really tough workout. That growth hormone then travels down to your liver, and your liver, in response, pumps out IGF-1. It's this beautiful, efficient little chain reaction. And get this, here's a really cool little fact. It's not just the liver. When you're lifting weights, that physical stress on your muscles actually triggers them to produce their own local version called mechanogrowth factor. So you're getting a direct hit of this growth promoter right where you need it the most. Pretty amazing.
Okay, so that's what it is. But what does it actually do for you? I mean, why should you even care? Well, this is where it gets really, really exciting for anyone who's into their health and performance.
Having optimal IGF-1 levels is just a massive win all around. For starters, it cranks up muscle protein synthesis. That's the process of building new muscle. While at the same time, it slams the brakes on muscle breakdown, so you're building more and losing less. It also helps your bones get stronger, helps your body get better at burning fat, and even gives a boost to your immune system and skin health. It's the real deal.
But honestly, one of its most incredible jobs is that it puts a leash on a protein called myostatin. Now, you can think of myostatin as like a natural parking brake that your body has on muscle growth just to keep things from getting out of hand. What IGF-1 does is it comes along and says, hey, let's ease up on that brake for a little while.
And if you want to see what happens when that brake is just gone, just look up a picture of a Belgian blue cow. Seriously. They have this natural genetic quirk that switches off myostatin, and the result is this just mind-blowing level of muscle mass. That's the power we're talking about when you take the limiter off.
All right, so we've covered the what and the why. Now it's time for the how. Let's jump into the real-world, actionable stuff, starting with the big lifestyle pillars that make the biggest difference.
Look, I really can't overstate this one. Deep sleep is prime time for your body to release growth hormone, which, as we know, is the direct trigger for IGF-1. So you've got to protect it. Try to be consistent with your bedtime, turn your bedroom into a cave, cool, dark, and quiet, and maybe swap that late-night scrolling for a book. Next up, how you train. And we're not talking about a casual jog on the treadmill. The science is pretty clear that high-intensity, high-volume resistance training is the king here. I'm talking about challenging compound lifts, squats, deadlifts, presses, for multiple sets that really push you. That's the signal your body needs. And then there is the enemy of all things growth, chronic stress. When you're stressed all the time, your body is flooded with cortisol. And cortisol actively shuts down the production of both growth hormone and IGF-1. It's a growth killer. So things like meditation or just taking time to unwind aren't just nice-to-haves. They're absolutely essential for this stuff.
So, your lifestyle's dialed in. Awesome. Now let's talk about the fuel. Your nutrition provides the raw materials, the actual building blocks your body needs to make this all happen.
So first, and this is a big one, high-quality protein. You need those amino acids to build new tissue. That's non-negotiable. Then you've got key minerals. Zinc is crucial for the whole hormonal environment. Magnesium is like this master mineral involved in hundreds of bodily processes, including hormone regulation. And then vitamin D, which is really more of a hormone itself, is vital for bone health and your immune system. And here's a little pro tip for you on timing. Both insulin and IGF-1 are really anabolic. So if you have a meal with some good carbs and protein right after your workout, you get this strategic insulin spike that acts like a shuttle, driving all those nutrients right into your muscles exactly when they're screaming for them. It creates the perfect storm for growth.
So if we had to just boil this all down, this is really what it looks like. These three pillars, training hard, sleeping deep, and eating quality protein, they are the absolute foundation for optimizing your IGF-1 naturally. If you can get these three things right,
you are way ahead of the game. Okay, before we wrap this up, there's one last really important point we need to make. When it comes to hormones, more is not always better. The goal here is all about balance and optimization, not just cranking a dial to the max.
You can kind of see the two extremes here. On one end, having levels that are too low is definitely bad news. It's linked to things like frailty and poor recovery. But on the other hand, pushing levels artificially sky high, through drugs or disease, that comes with its own set of serious risks. What we're shooting for is that healthy, natural sweet spot right in the middle.
And the great news is, your body is incredibly smart. It's got all these natural feedback loops built in to keep everything in balance. So by focusing on the natural strategies we've been talking about, you're working with your body to find its happy place, not fighting against it.
So, let's just do a quick recap of your action plan. Train with intensity. Make sleep a non-negotiable priority. Fuel up with great protein and get your key nutrients in. And last but not least, chill out and manage that stress. It's a simple blueprint, but man, is it powerful.
And that's a wrap. You officially have the playbook to naturally optimize one of your body's most powerful allies for growth. So, the only question left is for you. Looking at this list, which one of these pillars are you going to focus on dialing in first?